here today to express our anger and our grievances with the fake and corrupt report released by the Lagos State Director of Public Control that this school where cultists have been trained and recruited, that the 5 people that killed our son without trial, without concluded investigation, they said they cleared this school to open. If they open this school, the whole generation will come to this school. Let them try us and see. If they open this school on Monday, the whole generation will come. We will carry our school bags. We will carry our feeding bottles. We will carry our food. We will join them in this school. Let them bring armor tank here. Let them put armor tank one here, one in the back gate, one in the hostel. We have the capacity. We will, if they don't give us justice, this school cannot be open. I want to send a message to the governor of this state. I believe he's a well-trained person. If he's supporting justice, then he will not, this school will not have peace. Lagos will not have peace. Nobody can stop us. When this happened, we said, okay, we want justice. We fold our hands. It's the first time in the history of this world we are hearing that before an investigation was concluded, before a case has gone to court, these suspects are under bail. All of a sudden, on the holiday, on Saturday, Sunday, Christmas Day, New Year Day, they judge the case in their house. They cleared them. We will bring them here. Our son cannot die. And their own children will not walk into this school. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
It is not possible.
It's not possible.
We want justice. We want justice. Justice must not be done, but must be seen to be done. That's what we stand for. Bible foul.
So first of all, I want to say thank you to every one of you that contributed to my previous video. Yes, I went through the comment section and wow, a lot of things were said. However, 1 or 2 comments actually caught my interest. Every other comment actually did catch my interest, but those 2 comments, they caught my interest, and I thought, hey, why not talk about the issues that were raised in those 2 comments. And let me first of all put this disclaimer out there to the commenters of those comments. That is your opinion, and please, this video is not in any way directed at attacking your thought or your opinion, but for this particular commenter especially, he raised a lot of interesting questions, interesting issues. I'm talking about Folarin Shobo. Folarin Shobo, thank you so much for taking our time to type all of that. I read all of that. I read it about twice, yes, and it was really thought-provoking, and that is what is actually informing this particular video, this particular episode of Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the comment on the screen. Apologies for doing that. As I said, this video is not in any way attacking your opinion, your perspective. Nah. I mean, I appreciate the fact that your thoughts came from an entirely different angle. Yes, it shows that you're very much aware of these things legally and otherwise, and I really appreciate it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just go ahead and start addressing and responding to all of the issues, all or some of the issues that you've raised in your comment. Some that I can handle, I will handle. The ones I cannot handle, I will just leave it right there and let's forge on. So let's just quickly start. So first off, thanks for correcting the statement I made that Sylvester died in Lagos. Yes, Sylvester died in Warri actually, but the entire episode, the entire event that led to him dying in Warri actually started off in Dowen College. That is his school. Okay, that was why I put it the way I put it, but thank you very much for correcting that. In response to another point you made in your comment, you stated that on point of information, the law is not sentimental. This is where I am going to strongly, like extremely strongly, disagree with you, and the reason for that is there's a lot of things that happens in this country, in this state, that people don't really talk about just because of the fear of getting into bigger troubles. And at this point, I think I'm going to have to make reference to the accident that I had in December. I remember doing a video sharing a bit about it, and I deliberately omitted the details of what exactly ensued on that particular night I had that accident. But for the sake of this particular point, yes, I think I would have to make reference to it a bit, Folarin. Apologies, but I have to. So I mentioned that I had an accident, but there was also someone else involved in the accident. Now, so surprisingly, yes, the other person involved to this accident was or is married to a top government official in the state. Yes, shockingly, it's a small world. So a lot of things happened, yes, and it got to the point where I was invited for conversations or interrogations. I don't know what to call it because it was meant to be a civil conversation, but it ended up being an interrogation. At the point I went outside because I had to take a breather. I had to go outside and call my lawyer, talk to my lawyer. At the point of having that conversation with my lawyer on the phone, one of the persons that was interrogating me came outside, and surprisingly, this person opened up, and because the case was getting crazy and this other person involved was asking for a particular amount of money, which was actually a whooping amount. I mentioned that amount already on that video. So this person came to me, one of the officials, and was telling me that he's very sorry for all that is going on, that if they don't take mommy's side, it is going to be a problem. Oga at the top is going to be upset. Oga has threatened them that if they do not get me to comply to mommy's terms, their jobs were on the line, their necks were on the line. Guys, what exactly do you call that? Is that the law not being sentimental? I mean, this person literally opened his mouth and told me that they were aware that mommy was lying. Mommy was lying. But if they don't comply with if they don't do what their oga wants, their jobs were on the line. So there I was shouldered with the responsibility of not only protecting myself, my career, my reputation, my family, but also helping these lost souls, as I call them later, helping these lost souls to protect their jobs. Because in my head, I was thinking, they also have families. So if they lose their job or maybe get into trouble, yes, I will not be forgiven. So there I was, wanting to be a good citizen, and then I complied. So what would you call that? Was that the law being non-sentimental? Or what exactly? Anyways, moving on, I'm just going to continue reading your comment. So here you said it was his death that triggered the outrage on social media, not the bully. Let me add something to that. It was the nature of Sylvester's death that triggered the outrage on social media. Yes, the testimonial as given by his parents to be the last dying words of Sylvester. It was the nature of his death, the description of what exactly happened. And mind you, some of his roommates also attested to what was said. So that was what really sparked up the outrage on social media. And also the fact that the school did not really take it serious. Yes, the school did not really take it serious. It was business as usual for the school. All they were really concerned about and still concerned about is continuing with their business, continuing to make their millions. Of course, school is going to resume, new intake of students, more money into their account. That was exactly, and also the lies that were told that, Sylvester played football and sustained a leg injury. That was also what sparked up the outrage on social media. All right, so let's get it on point. You also said, if you, Glory, had painstakingly and deeply looked at all the videos posted on social media, you are meant to ask questions. I actually did ask a lot of questions. I still am asking questions because, of course, that is what this channel is all about. We ask questions because we do not know it all. So if you've been following my videos about the Sylvester's case, you would see clearly that I've been asking questions. And of course, people have been giving their own opinion. Now, this part is also very, very interesting. You said, basing your opinion on the autopsy in Warri, as you said, is not adding up, but only confirm the story as told by the parents who authorized the autopsy. So the question you're asking here is, who authorized the autopsy? Don't you think the so-called suspected bullies have a right of representation? Don't you think the autopsy and the narratives of the family aligned in thoughts and conclusion? Who authorized the autopsy? Now, for that, I cannot answer because, as I said, I am not a professional in legal matters or medical matters. But one thing I can say is when the death of a loved one or someone close to a family is very, very suspicious, then I feel like they have a right to carry out an autopsy. In Sylvester's case, I do not know if they actually needed permission from the president of Nigeria or the governor of Warri, Delta State or Lagos State to carry out the autopsy. I do not know. But what I know for sure is when my eldest brother died, he was found in his apartment for 3 days dead. His body had already started decaying. With the family, we paid for an autopsy at the same lawsuit. And guess what? The doctor or whoever that was supposed to carry out the procedure was making plans to travel out of the country. So after charging us 150,000 naira, we had paid the money, and guess what? That very day, this man, I don't even know what to call him, he traveled out of the country. And guess what? I can't remember the way we got the information, whether it was via a letter or email. I can't even remember. What he said was that nothing was found. So that is how this system works. Nothing is honest. There's no straight way to getting results. That is the point that you're not getting, Folari. That's why I asked before. I don't know if you're based in Nigeria or abroad, but that is the point you're not getting. People are angry because cases like this could easily be swept under the carpet just as it's evidence, what is happening right now. That is people's worry. Yes. So it's not a case of jungle justice. Oh, the boys, they have a right to legal representation. Why are Nigerians too hasty to jump into conclusions? No, Nigerians are agitated because if we do not give this case the right energy, trust me, everybody is going to go back to their problems because everybody has a problem in this country. So I'm telling you that, yes, I feel like the autopsy conducted here, there's something wrong. Everything is rushed. There's too much hastiness. And that is where we should also be asking questions. Okay, autopsy result came out. Why didn't anybody talk about the chemical substance that was found in Sylvester's bloodstream? Where did that one go? And I like what you posited here. You said, my position since day one of my viewing videos and reading of many write-ups is that painful as this case is, in quotes, the obvious thing might not be the main thing. And I completely agree with you 100%. But then pray tell, why would Sylvester's family be trying to hide any more information about Sylvester's death? Why? What reason do they have to do so? Would the family want to deliberately, intentionally lock up, 5, in quotes, innocent young boys for a crime, in quotes, that they did not commit, alleged? Like, guys, these are kind of questions we should be asking. I understand, and trust me, I'm not trying to be very, very sentimental here, and that is why I keep on calling on those of you who are legal professionals, medical professionals, to aid your knowledge in this case. Because this thing now, it's warring between those two professions. Yes, the law is playing its own course, medicine, the medical profession as well is playing its own course. That's why I keep calling on you guys to please aid your knowledge in this conversation. Yes, but as I said, Folari, I completely agree with you 100%. And that's a point you made, that the obvious thing might not be the main thing. Trust me, for me, I am completely directing that, especially to Dowen College. What exactly are they hiding? Let's not forget that after this Sylvester's case came online, a lot of parents have been coming out to share their stories. I will never forget that particular mother that revealed that, oh, the same manner with which Sylvester was tortured, beaten, and put in that situation that led to his death, yes, that her son also went through the exact same brutality. According to that mother, 7 boys beat up her son. They did not just beat him up, they filmed the entire episode, and then they put a box on his head for him to carry and kneel down, and then they were dancing around him.
My 11-year-old child just left home in September, and they bullied him, they tortured him, they battered him. 7 boys. 7 boys, including Benjamin Favor, who was named in Sylvester Oromoni's case. And you are telling me you are aware. What kind of a father are you?
What exactly do we call that? Is it that Dowen College is not aware that shady things like that are happening in the school premises? Why doesn't the school have CCTV cameras planted all over the premises of the school, the vicinity of the school? Those are also questions that I have been asking, and I will continue asking. And also for Larry, thank you very much for correcting the statement I made that the school has resumed. The school has not resumed, guys. Apologies for that misinformation. I think the school is actually meant to resume next week, Monday, but I do not see how that is actually going to happen peacefully, because the Ijaw youths, as at yesterday, they were protesting like heavily outside the school gate, and it's going to be it could turn out to be a volatile situation for parents and students who would want to return back to school that next week. But if you ask me, I am not in support at all for the school to resume, because guys, once again, I want to remind you that this is the society we live in. When school resumes at Dowen College, everybody's going to go back to business. It's going to be business as usual. Who is going to remember? Who is going to want to go back into digging up the stories and evidences and everything that involves Sylvester's case? Guys, I am not in agreement at all for that school to resume. They need to still be on lockdown until we get to the bottom of how that poor boy lost his life. And then your final paragraph, I found it quite interesting, and here's what you wrote. I am not an atheist, but a Christian. Can we ask the Oromoni family what role their faith played in the treatment of Sylvester Oromoni Jr.? I stand to be corrected by anyone who has a better information aside from all that has been posted on the social media. That the only place Sylvester visited after he was taken from Lagos was the church the family attends in Warri. With regards to that, I don't know, I have actually watched 2 interviews that Sylvester's father and his 2 sisters has had with the media. I think with the Punch newspaper and also with channels or Arise television. And I did not hear anywhere where the father mentioned that after Sylvester was, transported from Lagos to Warri, they took him straight to the church. I did not hear that. So I don't know how to react to that. I did not hear that. But also, you also said that let all the journalists investigating ask the family for the name of the hospital where Sylvester was treated before he died. Let us all be guided. Now, let me say this. I like the fact that you ended your comment with "let us all be guided." I want to also put it back to every single one of us out there watching this video right now. Let us all be guided in the sense that let us guide the way we try to raise up issues surrounding this case. The reason for that is because it could sway justice from being served. Honestly, it could sway justice from being served. I'm not saying that people should continue bashing and throwing stones at those boys, especially because as far as I'm concerned, I don't think any of them is up to 18 yet. So they are all minors still, even though what they are alleged to have done is quite evil. Yes. But my point is, if you, Folarin, is saying that investigations should be done with regards to the hospital where Sylvester was treated before he died, what about Dowen College's doctor? Yes, because from all that we've heard, they said he sustained a football injury, leg injury, was taken to the sick bay, right? What exactly happened at the sick bay? Was he treated? Was he attended to? Was the doctor operating at that time? Was the doctor actually attentive to this boy's pain? Were the nurses attentive? I think this investigation should actually be properly directed to Dowen College's medical facility, their doctor, their nurses, in fact, the staff of the school, because a whole lot from all that we've learned, gathered from this case, a whole lot actually happened in Dowen College before Sylvester was taken back to Warri. So please, let us try not to jump the gun. I understand everybody is putting on their thinking caps for trying to get to the bottom of this. But whilst doing that, please, let's ensure to ask the right questions. Folari, I appreciate you bringing this perspective to fore. I also agree, but if we put all the focus on that hospital in Warri, then what happens to Dowen College, the medical facility there? And then Riverland 007 left some very, very interesting comments. I'm going to read one of it. He said, public opinion versus provable facts. Even if they investigate for 100 years, the only thing the public want to hear right now is that the boys were guilty. Anything aside from that will make the public unhappy. Nigeria is such an interesting place where someone on social media with a YouTube channel or a Twitter handle seem to be 100% sure they are right. Riverland, I guess you're very much new on this channel, so let me reintroduce myself. My name is Glory Elijah, right? And this is Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah. On this channel, what we do is we analyze, we comment, we review a lot of things, not just TV shows or reality TV shows and all of that. We review trendy social topics. And Sylvester's death is no ordinary conversation to be had. And that is why if you follow all the videos I have done about this particular case, you will see that I am constantly asking questions, just as I do on every other video that I have. So this is not a channel where I feel like I am 100% correct. This is a channel where I value every single person's opinion, where I value every single person's contribution. So if this is your first time joining us, you're absolutely welcome, all right? And points to note as well, this channel does not support violence. This channel does not support jungle justice. On this channel, we are not clamoring for the necks and the heads of the 5 boys mentioned. We are not clamoring for the necks of their families as well. We are not saying that they should be killed, you know, in retaliation. No, what we are saying is we want justice. We want to know exactly what happened. We don't want to toss aside like toys or, you know, mistaken for babies who are senseless, who are blinded to the realities of what's happening in the society. Yes, and we also know that Dowen College completely neglected their duties as guardians to the children that, you know, attend their school. And so we want justice to prevail. We want Dowen College to answer for their negligence. Dowen College cannot be cleared 100% because they are the #1 suspect in this case. So Riverland, once again, you're welcome back to this channel. And thank you for dropping your thoughts, because now I know that, okay, there are some people that actually think that Glory Elijah knows it all. I'll repeat myself, I do not know it all, and I do not claim that I know it all. That said, this is where I'm going to end this particular episode of Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah. Don't forget, guys, we're having our first YouTube live stream of 2022 tomorrow 3 p.m. WAT, 3 p.m. West African time on this channel. I will see you all tomorrow. Do have an amazing Friday. Bye.